Welcome to the Storyteller's Creepybox channel. Wrap yourself up in a blanket and turn off the lights for a tale about young artist Katherine Cox, who finds herself entangled with the malevolent black-eyed ghost children. If you are ready to continue, then let's start, and do not forget to subscribe to the channel, put like and bell. Katherine Cox, a young and talented artist, found herself inexplicably drawn to the dark and unsettling history of the Blackwood Asylum. Built in the 1930s and abandoned decades ago, the asylum now stood as a crumbling relic of a bygone era. It was located at the edge of a dense, foreboding forest, which only added to its eerie and mysterious allure. Katherine had been captivated by the asylum's tragic past since she'd learned about it from an obscure book on local legends. The tales of former patients, tortured souls who had been subjected to inhumane treatments, fascinated her. Their stories begged to be explored and brought to life through her art. As a painter, Katherine couldn't resist the urge to capture the intense emotions and chilling atmosphere the asylum promised. Driven by her insatiable curiosity, she gathered her supplies and set out on an overcast afternoon, intent on immersing herself in the asylum's history and atmosphere. As she approached the dilapidated building, a chilling gust of wind rustled through the trees, sending a shiver down her spine. Undeterred, she ventured forward, stepping through the rusted iron gates that guarded the entrance. The decaying asylum loomed before her, its Gothic architecture shrouded in shadows cast by the gnarled branches of ancient trees. Taking a deep breath, Katherine entered the asylum, her footsteps echoing through the cavernous halls. Decrepit walls, marred by peeling paint and creeping vines, bore witness to the agonizing stories of those who had once called this place home. As she explored the desolate corridors, Katherine could sense the palpable anguish that permeated the very air. Stumbling upon a forgotten art therapy room, she decided to set up her easel and canvas amidst the relics of the past. She could feel the energy of those who had once created within this space, urging her to do the same. Katherine began to paint, her brushstrokes capturing the tortured spirits that haunted the asylum. Hours slipped away as she became lost in her work, the sun setting and shrouding the room in darkness. It was then that she first heard the whispers, soft, childlike voices that seemed to emanate from the shadows themselves. Intrigued by the whispers, Katherine followed them through the darkened halls of the asylum. The voices led her to the once bustling children's ward, now a tomb of silence and decay. The whispers grew louder, and as she stepped inside, her heart skipped a beat. There, in the dim light cast by the moon filtering through the shattered windows, she saw them, the black-eyed ghost children. Their spectral forms flickered in and out of existence, their hollow, black eyes boring into her very soul. Fear and fascination warred within her. These ghosts were a testament to the asylum's tragic history, their presence an enigma that begged to be unraveled. Yet, the cold malevolence that radiated from them sent a shudder down her spine. She knew, deep down, that these spirits were not bound here by mere chance, they held a dark purpose. The black-eyed ghost children circled around Katherine, their whispers growing more insistent, their eyes filled with malice. She could feel their icy touch, like tendrils of darkness, reaching for her, seeking to consume her very being. It was then that she realized the terrible truth: they were feeding on her fear, her fascination, and her creativity. In a moment of clarity, Katherine understood the danger she was in. She had unwittingly become entangled in the web of these malevolent spirits, their unquenchable hunger for fear and torment driving them to prey upon her. Yet, she knew she couldn't simply walk away, the ghosts would follow her, haunting her until their dark desires were sated. Summoning her courage, Katherine struck a desperate bargain with the black-eyed ghost children. She would paint their portraits, immortalizing their tragic existence on canvas, capturing the essence of their suffering and the darkness that bound them to the asylum. In return, they would release her from their grasp, allowing her to escape their haunting presence. Driven by her determination to survive, Katherine set to work on her most chilling masterpiece yet. She painted the ghostly visages of the black-eyed children, each stroke of her brush imbued with the raw emotion and fear that coursed through her veins. As she worked, she could feel the spirits watching her, their whispers growing more and more eager, their hunger for her fear and creativity intensifying. The task was monumental, But Katherine refused to succumb to despair. She knew that this was her only chance at salvation, and she clung to the hope that her art could free her from the ghost's malevolent grip. With every haunting portrait she completed, she felt the ghost's hold on her weaken, their power over her fading away. Finally, the last portrait was finished, and Katherine stood back to survey her work. The paintings stared back at her, each one a harrowing testament to the tortured existence of the black-eyed ghost children. As she gazed upon the haunting images, she could feel the spirits beginning to recede, their whispers fading into the shadows. With a sigh of relief, Katherine gathered her paintings and supplies, and fled the asylum. As she emerged into the cold night air, she knew that she had survived the most terrifying ordeal of her life. The black-eyed ghost children had released her from their grasp, but the haunting images she had painted would remain etched in her memory, a chilling reminder of her brush with the darkness that lingered within Blackwood Asylum. Thanks for watching, and see you another time.